Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Ricky with TechBot Solutions, and in this video, I'm going to be talking about the 3 main reasons on why I'm trading ETFs now, which are exchange-traded funds. Feel free to Google it if you want to learn a little bit more about them, instead of stocks. The number 1 reason, I'm just going to get right to it. I want to talk, before I get to the 3 reasons, the market has been very inconsistent. So there's been a lot of, especially with like the tech companies, Amazon, Google, Facebook, Netflix, they've been selling off very aggressively. How many of you guys have been struggling to consistently stay green? There's 2 things that I changed with my recent trading kind of just habits. And it's I no longer swing trade because the market has become so inconsistent. I no longer swing trade ETFs nor stocks. But I have found there to be 3 reasons on why I prefer to trade ETFs. And again, this is my opinion. So feel free to share your own opinion in the comment section on why you think it's either good or bad to trade ETFs. There is a lot of things that you need to learn about ETFs before you actively trade them. One of the main reasons that I don't swing trade them is because they tend to decay over time. If you want to learn more about that, again, there's a bunch of forums that you can read on Google that I personally learned, what that exactly means. So, but the 3 reasons. So first reason, consistent patterns. How many of you guys have followed me, even just for the past 2 weeks? What have I been trading? UGAS and DGAS, almost every single week. Today, I want to show you guys this real quick. So as of right now, I'm up 380 on ticker symbol DGAS, and then on my overall P&L on the day, again, it's not a huge day, but $466.13. I've been trading for about 1.5 hours as of today so far. Yesterday, I closed about the same. I really struggled yesterday to stay green. If I'm not mistaken, I made $376. I shared my post and my profit both on Instagram and on YouTube. With a little screenshot, right? On top of that, the day before that, I cleared over $3,000 trading. If you want to see that recap video, all you have to do is go on over to my YouTube video and actually just click on this video, the top 3 stocks, top 3 Thanksgiving stocks. I talked about my 3 stocks, but in between that, I provide you guys an update on how I was up $1,000, but I ended up closing that specific day up over $3,000. I think it was $3,200 if I'm not mistaken. Friday, I had my biggest day ever. It was $5,000 profit. The day before that, $3,000 profit. And all I've been trading are these ETFs. I find these patterns to be very consistent. Let me put this into perspective. If you trade, so first of all, the same goes for stocks, but there's been such negative catalysts for stocks that the same negative catalyst don't affect these ETFs as much, especially not the specific commodity that I'm focusing on, which is natural gas. It's natural gas season. It's during the winter. If you don't know much about that, again, I don't want to get too much into that, but I have a video that elaborates a little bit more about natural gas and when it excels and when it doesn't. But the reason that I have found the patterns to be so consistent is, when it comes down to like buying and reselling, let's say phones, or buying and reselling cars, to become and to get started, to be like the best reseller ever, are you going to have like 10 different makes and models of cars or phones, right, to buy and sell for a profit? It's going to be a little bit difficult for you to always identify what's a good deal to buy it for, what's a good deal to sell it for, because there's a lot of different variables that go for each specific investment. The same thing when it comes down to these stocks and ETFs. If I obsess myself about a specific stock that offers a very consistent pattern that I understand, and I try to become a true professional in that specific ETF and how it works, then I'm more bound to ignore all the other stocks and become less, again, overwhelmed by everything else and become so much more micro-focused on what it is that I'm good at. And honestly, it has to be trading these ETFs. UGAS and DGAS, especially as of now. 2 weeks ago, or 3 weeks ago, it was ticker symbol TQQQ and SQQQ when the market was aggressively selling off. The market has been aggressively selling off, and that's why you see ETFs such as SQQQ aggressively, or as of right now, SQs, as we like to call it. If I'm not mistaken, they're both consolidating. So TQs and SQs are both consolidating right now. But again, the number 1 reason has to be they offer consistent patterns in my eyes. Again, I'm not swing trading any of these as of right now, so I'm not really affected by that decay over time. All I'm following are very consistent patterns. I try to focus on understanding the overall direction, and on top of that, I try to focus on understanding recent patterns. So the 5-day, 5-minute chart, seeing how it's normally been trading, see if there's any weekly reports. So for natural gas, there's a normal natural gas report that comes out once a week on Thursday, 1 hour after the market opens. We go live and host it every single day within the Learn, Plan, Profit live stream. And again, it's usually one of our biggest screen days. On top of that, number 2, one of the things that I really like to focus on is, again, not chasing other stocks. It makes it so much less overwhelming to not have to have that in the back of my head of like, hey, what stock am I going to be trading today? Let me scan for stocks, all this stuff. It lets me just to stay so much more focused on what I'm good at. Does that make sense? So again, if I'm buying and selling a Honda Civic and I'm a true professional in understanding like what Honda Civics are valued within my area, how I could buy them, how I can negotiate them if there's any issue with them, and then how I can sell them for a profit. Again, I'm not obsessing myself or overwhelming myself about, what Mercedes are selling for or what Subarus are selling for. I'm simply just focusing on Honda Civics. Same thing when it comes down to these ETFs. It allows me to have peace in mind, to not care about everything else, and then to solely focus on this one specific niche that I feel that I'm very good at. And again, it doesn't mean that everyone's going to be super successful in the same niches that I am, but there's a lot of people that don't even touch natural gas ETFs because they don't resonate well with it. But there's people that excel. I want to give a shout out to Barry in gold-based ETFs that do very good with that, or that do very well with understanding overall market conditions and then trade TQQQ and then SQQQQ, well, 3 Qs, right? And then the last thing that I want to talk about is futures. How many of you guys know what futures are, right? For for natural gas itself, it's /NG that I follow. For the TQs and the SQs, I follow /NQ. When it comes down to trading gold, I follow /GC. I have a whole section within the Learn Plan Profit course that talks about how I leverage understanding the direction of the future during extended hours to understand the direction that it's going to be trading during market open. If you guys saw how I was able to close, let me again show you real quick. One really cool thing about futures is, again, I have it right here, right? So during natural gas, I guess this isn't a good example for /NG. Actually, it's not a bad example. So as of right now, this is where the market closed yesterday. This is the 1 day, 1 minute chart. This is where the market closed yesterday. It had a really nice push up during aftermarket hours. Great. It doesn't matter. Again, this is 1 a.m., 2 a.m., 3 a.m., 4 a.m. my time. And then guess what? It began to sell off. It started showing signs of a very consistent downward pattern. So market opens my time at 7:30 a.m. So because I understand overall direction, I have so much data to analyze that I understand the direction that natural gas is heading. And because I understand how that affects degas, because I know that degas goes up when natural gas goes down, and I know that UGAS goes up when natural gas goes up, that I saw UGAS selling off, and I was like, okay, I can take advantage of the dip buy opportunities, but this is a descending pattern as of now. So it would make much more sense to focus on the uptrend pattern as of right now, which is ticker symbol DGAS. And the really cool thing about that is because I now have the ability to look at /NG and analyze this data. That's not something that you get to do with stocks. Again, it's just something that I personally like. It's a preference. Again, it doesn't mean that they're better in any way. Some people do, again, a lot better with just trading stocks. I've been there. But because the market conditions have been so inconsistent, but because overall just I feel like it's become so much more overwhelming to try to find a stock that's actively trending up, especially if you scan for stocks at all with TOS, you could see that there's a huge bloodbath when it comes down to a lot of these tech companies consistently selling off. And it almost asks the questions, do I have to learn how to short to do that, to take advantage of these opportunities? I don't, right? I don't short, I trade these ETFs, and I do just fine. And that I just wanted to share my opinion on that. And I want to see if you guys have any other question. But I also wanted to provide another example. Obviously, you guys could see my overall profits for the day, the 466.13. I've been keeping you guys up to date. And the reason that I've been staying so consistently profitable, I definitely do think that it has to do because of these overall just natural gas, I've been trading natural gas a lot, but it's because I've been able to understand futures and how that correlates to the direction for the correlating ETFs, and then take advantage of those opportunities. It gives me a lot more data to analyze. So how difficult is it, to put into perspective, how difficult is it for when the market opens for whatever stock it is that you are trading, you try to predict what direction it's going to be going, up and down, but you have such little data to analyze during pre-market hours. It's kind of hard to decide what direction it's going to be going when you don't have any data, especially as a technical trader, to analyze. So now these overall futures give me a leverage, right, to understand the overall direction for maybe the ETFs that I plan to trade. It doesn't mean that I have to trade them, but it can give me a better understanding of its overall direction. And again, in the Learn Plan Profit course, I do have a whole section that explains exactly and gives you a lot of examples on how I trade and leverage ETFs, futures to trade correlating ETFs. And again, my biggest day ever, which was on Friday of last week when I closed over $5,000 trading, and even on the day before that, Thursday, my $5,000 day on Friday, majority of my profits were made during market hours. And it was trading ticker symbol UGAS. And the reason I was able to do that was because I was looking at /NG. I woke up as soon as the market opened. Market opens, that allows me to trade at 5 a.m. my time. Market opens at 7:30 a.m., but at 5 a.m. pre-market opens for me. If you have Robinhood, I believe it's only 30 minutes beforehand. But on the TOS platform, two and a half hours before the market opens, I'm allowed to trade. And that's when I made my big chunk of change. I think I made over $4,000. I was around $4,000. The market opened. I broke to 46 and then closed the day at 52. We're at 51.75. But that's pretty much it. That's my experience. I wanted to talk about 3 reasons on why I see so much value in trading these specific ETFs. I hope it could provide you some insight on why it is and how is it that I do it. I want to make sure that you guys know that, again, I don't swing trade these. I solely day trade them. So you have to put yourself in that shoe and see if that's a position or if that's something that you're able to take advantage of. On top of that, it takes time to understand direction. It takes time to understand patterns. It takes time to understand when to buy in and when to sell. So I think that the best way on how to get started is to definitely start paper trading. Just practice everything that you learn. Regardless if it's from my videos or not, just practice everything that you learn. I think that's the best way to get started. I don't care if you have $50,000. I don't care if you have $100,000 or $1,000. Treat everything the same. You worked really hard for your money and you want to make sure that it works really hard for you. And the best way to do that is to practice in a market where you can practice and see if it could resonate well with how you're wired, right? Practice everything that you learn and test it. And if you see success with your paper trading account, then you can make the fluid transition from fake money to real money and actually understand what it is that you're doing. Again, don't trade based off other people's opinion. Don't invest in what you don't understand, and always have a plan when investing. I really do appreciate your guys' time. I hope I earned your thumbs up in this video. If you want to learn more about what it is that I do on the day-to-day basis and would like to watch me trade live every single morning, again, dedicate 5 minutes, click that first link down in the description and learn a little bit more about the Learn Plan Profit Lesson Library. My name is Ricky. Again, I do run the largest YouTube channel and the largest Facebook group for those who invest in the stock market. And on top of that, if you want to join our free Facebook group of over 170,000 members, all you have to do is click that third link down in the description. And we do offer a free Discord chat with thousands of members all across the world. So be sure to click this first link in the announcement section. Again, it is free, and then you're more than welcome to check it out. And again, for those that click the first link in the description to be able to watch me trade live every single morning, then that's that Learn Plan Profit Lesson Library. We're going to be giving away $500 and a new laptop this Saturday for only the new members that enroll. So if you enroll by today, tomorrow, or by Saturday, you will be a potential winner for the $500 and laptop giveaway. And on top of that, every other week we give $500 to a random member within Learn Plan Profit. So again, click this, learn a little bit more about what it has to offer, get a sneak peek of what it is to watch me trade live every single morning, and we can kind of go from there. I wish you and your families an amazing Thanksgiving, right? Hope you guys have fun. Hope you guys spend it with those that you love. And if there's anything that I can do to provide more value for you, all you have to do is comment down below. Really do appreciate you guys' time. Again, be sure to subscribe if you guys haven't done so already. I'm up a little bit over $460 on the day. Hopefully I can hit my daily goal of the $500, but altogether, I've already exceeded my weekly goal, $3,200 on Monday, $375 yesterday, and then as of right now, $466. So definitely on track to hit that $4,000 week. So really do appreciate you guys' time, and we'll see you guys next time. Take it easy, team.